last name ever, first name greatest. Like a sprained ankle, boy, ain't nothing to play with. Started off local, but thanks to all the haters, I know G4 pilots on a first name basis. In your city, faded.
Welcome back. You are tuned in to 90.3 here with your host, Blaise Delfino on Riding Solo. And right now, we have best-selling author, momentum creator, entrepreneur, featured in Rolling Stone and Forbes, the one and only Alex Morton. Alex, what's going on, brother?
What's up, brother? How you guys doing today? Excited to be here.
Dude, we're excited to have you on, Alex. This has been a long time coming. I remember reaching out to you in end of July, August, and we're so excited to finally have you on the show. And you said you had a flight in an hour and a half, right?
Yep, I'm flying to Houston, Texas in a few hours, so I'm about to pack my bags and get to the airport, but I wanted to make some time to come on the air today and, just chat it up with you, brother.
Awesome, man. I'm excited. So for the viewers and the listeners tuning in right now, again, we have entrepreneur, momentum creator, best-selling author Alex Morton. If you've never heard of him, here's your chance. And Alex, before we get into this, man, I want to tell you the first time that you and I had the opportunity to meet each other, and it was at Darren Hardy's leadership convention in 2014 in Miami, dude. And, for those who know Alex, he is going 110 miles an hour all the time. This kid grinds. And I was on the treadmill at the gym in the hotel, and who walks in is Alex Morton. And everyone's like, oh, that's Alex Morton, that's Alex Morton. So he gets on the treadmill right next to me, and he does the speed up to 7.5, 8, and I'm at 6.5. I'm like, yeah, that's whatever. So I see him trucking. I'm like, man, the myth is true. He goes 110% all the time. So naturally, I had to turn up my my speed. But Alex, again, man, thank you so much for getting on the show. And I was actually listening to your audiobook here on the way to school today, to East Stroudsburg University. And Alex, let's kick it off, man. Share your story, from the beginning. You're originally from Ohio. You've been able to really achieve an extreme amount of success, man. So let's hear your story, brother.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, I actually remember that Miami event. That was a fun event. And I remember walking into the gym, and I started running next to you, man. So I remember that. So that you made a memorable moment there with me that we will both never forget. But you guys, great to be here. Super excited to take a couple minutes and just kind of share my story, and maybe you can pick up one nugget, one piece of information that you can take and then apply into your life, whether you're, in law school or med school, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're an athlete, whether you're a singer. Success is success, and that's just the way it is. So, guys, my name's Alex Morton, 26 years old, normal average kid, grew up in a small town in Ohio, and, always wanted more, always wanted to make a lot of money. I'm not afraid to say that. I wanted to get rich. I grew up in a place where there were rich people and there were poor people, and I made a decision at a young age that said, whatever I do in my life, I'm going to position myself to be able to make a ton of money and also help people, impact people, and change people's lives. So at 18, I left cold Ohio. I absolutely hated, the snow and the slush and just the nastiness, and I went to Arizona. I attended Arizona State University. When I got out there, I got into a ton of trouble hanging out with the wrong people, doing the wrong stuff. Eventually got kicked out of the dorms. I got temporarily suspended for a semester, and I was just in a tough spot. Nothing mattered to me except for, drinking and partying and doing the whole, freshman in college thing. But I was always open. I had an open mind. I had open ears. I had open eyes to opportunities. That's something that I want you guys to understand, is that you always have to be looking for opportunities because they are around you. They're around us all the time. So I saw an opportunity at 21 years old. I took it. I ran with it. And now, 5 years later, I've been able to earn, a couple $1 million and travel basically the whole world except for Asia with friends and family. And now I'm in a position where I can give back and I can help and I can coach and I can write books and I can just do everything in my power to help you live the best life you can live. And that's really what I'm about. I want to help as many people as possible live the good life.
Alex, that is extremely inspiring, man. Being a fellow entrepreneur myself, just hearing you share your story is extremely inspiring. And, you said it, brother. You want to help people. People helping people. You said on your live stream last night, you truly want to help people. You want to see people be successful. Okay, and you've been able to duplicate that in so many lives because let's talk about it. You've literally helped and you've developed 21 six-figure income earners. Alex, what is your secret, brother? Like, is this process of duplication? What differentiates?
A lot goes into it. I tell everybody, if you bring the desire to the table, I can give you the direction. I think, everybody can figure out the skills necessary to go crush it in sales, whether it's insurance, whether it's car sales, whether it's real estate, whether it's network marketing, internet marketing. I mean, people can go figure out how to do it. That's the easy part, okay? The hard part is the drive, the determination, the willing to sacrifice. So, the 22 people that I helped make, over $100,000 at a very young age, they all had big work ethic. Some of them were at the right place at the right time, but the vast majority of them, when the going got tough, they didn't quit, they didn't give up, they didn't make excuses, and they were coachable, okay? As an entrepreneur, no matter how much money you've made or how much success, you've acquired, whether you were in the Rolling Stones and Forbes or whether you are just starting out at 18 years old in a dorm room, you've got to always remain teachable and coachable. The second you feel that you know everything is when you know nothing. It's when you know nothing. I think one of my biggest secrets is always staying hungry and always staying humble. There's something that people will look up to you more. They will respect you more if you almost downplay what you've done and you put the focus on the lives you've changed, the impact you've made, the people that you helped along the way. To me, I'm much more proud of the fact that I know that I've impacted tens of thousands of lives all over the world through my work rather than just, a fat check. I say it all the time. There's lots of rich people living in L.A. or living in New York City or living in Miami and with their big houses and their big cars. And at the end of the day, they're sitting there alone at night. Nobody cares about their money. It's about how you make people feel and how many people you can actually impact. So take it from me, don't make it about the money. Make it about the impact. And the last thing I'll say about that question is that I think Steve Jobs said it. He said the measure of a man is not the bank account. Again, rich people die every day. Nobody cares. The measure of a man is how many people are willing to show up to that man or woman's funeral when it's all said and done. And that's what I'm after, okay? Legacy.
Absolutely, Alex, and making that impact and helping people and inspiring them really to chase their dreams. And you said it, Alex, Les Brown, you got to be hungry. You got to be hungry, brother.
You got to be hungry.
Amen, man. And, can you kind of elaborate on, you mentioned it in your audiobook, Simon Sinek, remember and starting with your why. Your why should make you cry. Can you kind of expand on that for our listeners, Alex?
Yeah, I mean, it goes back to when you're starting out. Look, when I started out I actually got in real estate at 18 years old. That's a whole other story. But when I found, I guess, the marketing opportunity that allowed me to create, multiple seven-figure incomes, look, when you first start out, it's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy. So many times we get brainwashed. We turn on TV and we see, Diddy or P. Diddy or Puff Daddy, whoever that guy is, right? He's talking about all his success, and he's talking about all of these great things that he's done with Ciroc in the music world and producing movies. And then you hear people, like Kevin Hart share their success stories. We were just listening over here to Mark Cuban, and he's talking about all of his success. People fail to realize that before that success was years and years and years of struggle, okay? So when you talk about the why, if you're doing what you're doing for a deeper reason than just a new car or just a new condo or just to take that pretty girl out, on a date, okay, you have to have a deeper reason why you do what you do, because when stuff hits the fan, I know you talked about language on this call. I'm not gonna curse on this this radio broadcast. Don't worry. But but you have to have a bigger driving force. For me, when I first started out, it was all about the money and the cars and the watches, and then I hit a point where I made it about something bigger than myself. Again, helping people, changing people's mindsets. Getting people paid and promoted, getting them across the finish line. And I'll tell you what, it's much more fulfilling. So if you're listening right now and, you got your startup app idea, you just got your insurance license, you just got involved in network marketing, you've got to make sure you're doing it for a deeper reason than just to put money in your pocket, okay? You've got to develop a deep, emotional, burning, sensational why, so you can stay up till 3 a.m. and you're good. You can wake up at 7 a.m. and you're good. I flew 500,000 miles basically in one calendar year. I believe it was 2012, and that, of course, was my, biggest year in income, but I had things driving me to get on those planes and do those tours in Colombia, in Mexico, in Germany, in Sweden, you name it. We were doing it because I had a bigger reason why I was doing what I was doing. So, the starting point of all success, you guys, is developing a burning desire and a reason why you're doing what you're doing.
So if you just heard it, Alex Morton, the burning desire. Now, Alex, here at East Stroudsburg University, we have so many students with so many talents and ideas with starting up businesses, and there was actually a workshop for the PASHE 2017 business plan competition, okay? And these are students that have business ideas that really want to carry them out. Now, what 3 pieces of advice or any advice would you give to college students? Because I was talking about this with one of my buddies, Jonathan Weber, and we were saying college is actually the best time to start your business because you have the time freedom, whereas, once you graduate and if you're working full time, then you're going to come home. Maybe you won't have the energy to start that business. I mean, if your why is big enough, you'll have that energy. But, what is some advice that you can give current college students who have the idea to carry out their business plan, but may not, feel as though that they can start now?
Right. Well, you said it best, man. I mean, college is the best time to start. Number one, you're young, okay? Go interview a 45-year-old, talking about what he wished he would have done. Most of them are going to talk about they wish they would have chased that idea or they chased that passion, okay? When you're young, first off, you can mess up and get back to it. Most people in college aren't feeding, a family of 2 or a family of 4. Most kids in college aren't, have a full-time job at Intel or Apple or Nike. So college is the best time, man. I mean, I was 18 years old. I almost bought a snow cone machine on eBay. I was going to go push that, around campus. I mean, seriously, I was like 3 digits on my credit card away from purchasing a $9,000, snow cone machine. I mean, it's good to brainstorm while you're young. Okay, get those ideas. Go chase it because it's going to get more difficult, like you said, as life goes on, and you maybe got a mortgage payment, you got a car payment, you got more mouths to feed. Maybe you're getting married, and now you're responsible for your significant other. I mean, when you're in college, guys, take advantage of the network. The network is so important there. I went to a university with, 80,000 students, okay? I was surrounded by people my age all day long. I mean, how simple was it for me to prospect all day long? It was very, very simple. So take advantage of the resources, take advantage of your networks, and if you have a business idea, unless you're trying to develop the next Facebook, I'm sure there's some other business semi-similar to the one you are trying to get into the marketplace, launch, get funding for. Model after winners. Instead of sitting there trying to recreate the wheel, just do a remodel on a winner. I think that's very, very important. You see Apple came out with, the first iPhone with the glass screen, all that. Now every cell phone company has the same type of thing. They all have tablets, just like the iPad. I mean, it is what it is, okay? You got to find people that have already done what you're trying to do and model yourself and model your steps after those successful individuals and successful companies.
Because success leaves clues, right, Alex?
Say that one more time?
I said because success leaves clues.
Success leaves clues 100%. When I got started in the profession I've been in for 5 years, I spent, I still do it, but I spent days, hours and days on YouTube. Guess how much YouTube costs? Nothing. It's free. Watching people that were making the $10,000 a month, the $30,000 a month, the way they spoke, the way they dressed, the way they acted, the way they moved around. I mean, the way they built their businesses. Why? Why would I go do my own thing when I can plug and I can copy and paste somebody who's already achieved this success that, I was desiring at the time? So it's very important to, it doesn't mean you're stupid. It doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're being intelligent and you're modeling yourself. Tony Robbins talks about it. It's called modeling. Model yourself, your actions, your habits, your thoughts, your diet, your schedule off of those who are successful. I mean, if you don't do that, you might as well shoot yourself in the foot. Why are you going to go try to do your own thing when you don't know anything, right? Find success and follow what people have done.
And Alex, following what people have done, now do you believe that there's some sort of pattern or formula to becoming successful? Yeah,
I mean, all successful people have certain things about them. I mean, the ones that I've sat down and talked to or, interviewed. I'm actually flying to Houston, where my mom and my dad, really, but my mom's first mentors, they live there, husband and wife, and they've got, 3 kids, and, it's just sheer entrepreneurship. Their family to me. I grew up with these people, and, people like that, people like that, people like CEOs of companies, they all have similar characteristics about them, and I think the number one thing is hunger. It's not about your grades. I understand you're in school, and I believe in school. I have a bachelor's degree. I'm proud of that. It means I could finish something I started. I get it. But it's about your hunger, okay? And all successful people, I feel like all successful people, they get up and they're excited and they put their body in motion, and then they're doing whatever it takes. You see, the majority of people live Monday through Friday as the work day. Friday afternoon, right around right now, right? People said, "Oh, Friday afternoon, we're going to go to a happy hour. We're gonna go out tonight. We're gonna go out tomorrow. We're gonna day drink at the pool, and then Sunday we're gonna relax." And then by Sunday night, they're angry again because Monday morning's coming. For me, it's like I wanted to create a life, right? I didn't have to escape from it. Do you understand why they created happy hour? It was for all the pissed off people leaving work. I mean, look it up. That's why they created happy hour right after they let out of, angry week. Okay, so the point is that you want to create a life that you don't have to escape from, where every day can truly feel like, one of the phrases I made up back in the day. Every day is Saturday. EDIS.
Yes,
every
sir.
day is Saturday. Why not? Why would you want to wake up angry and be angry why you have to go work for this guy or this girl or do this or do that? Like, I want to wake up happy. I want to wake up inspired. And I want to wake up, chasing my dream every day, and that's what I've done for 5 years. That's what I'm going to continue to do for the next 80 years, because that's what I believe in, and that's where I find, my most happiness. And it's not just me. Everybody is their most happy when they're chasing a dream. Earl Nightingale said it. He said, "Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal," which really means when human beings are chasing what they want in life, that is their ultimate success and their ultimate happiness. Anything else is just a cover up, right? You have to drink. I used to have to get drunk to feel good, in college. Take certain things to, block out, reality. It's like reality. Your reality should be good enough to where you can be in the moment and just be living and rocking and rolling.
Amen, Alex, and you said it right, man. Success leaves clues. Find someone who has what you want and go after it, and, create that life that you really don't have to vacate from. And we've got a couple more minutes here on Riding Solo. If you're just tuning in, we have Alex Morton. He's a best-selling author, entrepreneur, momentum creator, featured in Rolling Stone and Forbes, and he earned his first million at the young age of 24, and he's just started, ladies and gentlemen. And Alex, last night on the live stream, you had mentioned stop replaying the past and start pre-playing the future. How true, and can you expand on that a little bit more for our listeners?
Yeah, I mean, when you look back at your life, when I look back on my last 26 years, when you guys look back on your last 21 or 20, or maybe somebody listening in is 56 years old, you have good moments, you have bad moments, you have failures, you have victories, you have wins, you have losses, right? You have triumphs and you have tribulations. There's no reason to think about the past and replay all the negative stuff, like, oh, that one time the prospect told me no, or that company wouldn't give me funding, or that girl didn't want to go out to dinner with me, or that guy broke up with me, blah, blah, blah. We can go on and on and on. That is no good, right? You want to pre-play your future. You want to see what's about to happen. Like, I've got that down to a science now. Starting 30 days ago, I started speaking what was going to happen in 2017, and I've got a couple witnesses that witnessed everything go down, and when it all happens, boom, that's going to be the title of my next book, okay? You cannot think about what's happened. Everyone's had issues. Everybody has problems. Everybody goes through, nonsense, but it's important. You have to see yourself in the future, and I'm going to explain that, okay? Your mind, our mind, they cannot tell the difference between what is real and what is fake. Again, reality versus not reality. So if you are envisioning yourself in that car that you want, living in that house that you want, right, building that business that you desire so greatly, your brain will start sending signals out into the universe where the universe will start putting people, places, and opportunities in front of you to make your dream become a reality. They say you wouldn't have the dream unless God believed you could do it, right? Like, you wouldn't have the dream unless the Creator, whoever you guys believe in, or the universe, whoever you want to get into, okay, they would not give you that dream unless they knew, or he or she knew, that you can make it actually happen. So you have to see yourself where you want to be in the future. And I'm telling you, it works, because it worked for me. I was 18 years old, broke as a joke, and I used to walk around telling people I was going to be a millionaire, and I was going to make all this money, and I was going to go travel the world, and I was going to go see the Eiffel Tower light up, and I was going to go to Barcelona with my cousins. I was talking about this stuff before it happened, and it happened. So I'm not speaking from some book, from some cuckoo author. I'm telling you what happened to me in my life, so I want you to take that and go plug and play it into your world and start to pre-play your future and stop replaying your past.
Alex, I love it. And, for me, that definitely hits home for me, because how often do we think about, man, I remember when that happened. And, what we think and think about, we bring about. Because thoughts do become things, and you definitely hit that point. Home run, brother. Success definitely leaves clues. You're a success story at such a young age. I'm 25, so we're very close in age. And, seeing you, attain such high levels of success is extremely inspiring to me as well. And, Alex, we know you have a flight, so, we'll stay on for another 2 or 3 minutes. But, Alex, you've been able to accomplish so much in, such a little time, and, closing that gap. We've got a couple minutes left of this interview. Where do you see yourself in 10 years, and what advice could you give new entrepreneurs, people who are kind of struggling in that rut right now that, just want to get the best out of life?
Yeah, well, that's a great question. And, 10 years is definitely down the road. I'll be 36, almost 37 years old in 10 years. But, the company that I just got started with, I'm the vice president of sales, so I have a much larger responsibility and duty here. And, there's a lot of money to be made and a lot of lives to help. So I believe that the company I'm currently with, our goal is to scale this thing. And in 10 years, it can and it will be, a $500 million to $1 billion company worldwide. Obviously, I'm going to keep coming out with books to help. I'm going to keep building, social media. I'm working on some stuff right now with an agency out in Los Angeles, putting a course together to help people become, better at selling, better at selling, better at team building massive organizations. I've built teams to over 96,000 people worldwide. Goal setting. I see myself speaking on stages, on every continent, inspiring hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people. I mean, that's what I feel I was put on this earth to do, is to help light the flame inside of people's souls so they wake up and they go take the correct practical actions to realize their dreams, to not just live mediocre and average lives, but to actually live an extraordinary life. Give big, do big, win big, make a lot of money yet, but go out there and go put it out into the world and into the universe and leave it a better place. So I guess in closing, the advice I would give to new entrepreneurs is understand it's going to suck at times. It's going to be tough. Right now, one of my mentors, Gary Vaynerchuk, said this. He said, right now, entrepreneurship, sexy. I sat down with him in Vegas for 35 minutes, and he told me, he said, Alex, over 85% of the people claiming to be entrepreneurs right now in your demographic, they will not make it 24 months. They will not make it 5 to 10 years, because some people are not cut out, to become an entrepreneur. So if I'm talking to the 10% of you that are actually going to fight the fight, and you're willing to take the public ridicule, the crap from your mom and dad, your cousins, your family that think you're crazy for doing this, and you're willing to keep crawling and scratching and fighting, you're eventually going to get to where you want to go. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. And I'll tell you what, for me personally, I feel like I'm just getting started. My goal is to make next year, the greatest story ever told, 100%. And I'm going to do whatever it takes to make it happen. And every single listener on the call right now, you can do it. You have skills, you have abilities, you have passion, you have a purpose, you have a mission here on this planet. So it's important to find it. It's important to go all in on your passions, go all in on your strength, and never, ever give up. The only way you fail is if you give up. So with that being said, I believe in you guys. If you want to follow all my stuff, go to linkwithalex.com, linkwithalex.com. Get me on all the social media, and I'll do my part to help you guys become the best version of yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.